Good morning. We're going on step number 2 with this. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm taking you step by step as we go through SEO. I saw Smart Social come on. Was it Edwin? Somebody else come on. It's good to have you. Welcome on. So we're taking SEO, we're breaking it down step by step to kind of like from basically the very beginning to like where your site's going phenomenally well. And so if that is something that you're interested in or something that you think your followers would be interested in, feel free to share this out. It's good to see you, Andrew, as well. Great to have you on. I hope that your morning is going exceptionally well. So I've got a little bit of a PowerPoint together today, and I'm going to talk about something that I think is super important for everyone to consider, and it's just creating high quality content. And so I'm curious. So Andrew and Smart Social, love to hear, and Gardening Foodies, what's up? Love to hear what you think. What do you think? Like, how would you describe what is like high quality content in your opinion? It's going okay. Could be better. Uh, that's good. That's good. But yeah, I'm curious. Like, what is like in your opinion? What do you think like high quality content is? Just like in like a sentence, and it's a bit of a big question, but um, yeah, because I'll give you what my kind of what my take is on this and this is kind of the rule that I like to think about whenever you're creating content online is would Steve Jobs let this like go out into the world like kind of the Steve Jobs content that produces a desired action. That's excellent. Because the purpose of writing content isn't just to like make or yeah, like isn't just to exist, but it's also to get people to do something because of it. So I love that. Um, Content that answers a question. Yeah, and that solves a problem. And so that's exactly like what I'm trying to do with like this little thing. I'm pointing the wrong direction, but yeah, what I'm trying to do with this slideshow is just like the very beginning, because this is the answer that we're going to get to. So this is the problem that I'm trying to solve by this piece of content that we're creating right now. Yeah, any content, just like in general, like what do you think makes it good? And I think specifically if we're talking like for a business, it's like exactly what Smart Social just said right there is it produces a desired outcome, it solves a problem. So today the problem that I'm trying to solve is what is the most important thing. So like a lot of people ask us like what is the most important thing with SEO to focus on, and how do you get good search rankings with that. So we're gonna kind of go into that. Logical, easy to use, understand it. Oh yeah, see that's another great point on it. Um, Finally caught my SEO scuff. Yeah, it's good to see you, Rami. But yeah, I think that's an excellent point. Like making it easy to consume and digestible. And the thing is and Google agrees with everything that you've been saying. Smart Social and Andrew is that like good content is those things. Like it solves a problem. It's good in order. And so kind of what we're going to talk about today with this second step of SEO is really like it makes sense logically. Good to see you all. Good. Yeah, it's good to see Sage Cryptic on here as well. What's up? um, yeah. So yeah. Let's talk about this. And I like this. I like this. I like your input and what you've been saying. And so I took exactly what we're talking today from Google itself. So like this stuff that we're talking about with SEO isn't my opinion. It's what Google actually says. Please zoom in on the question paper. Oh, okay, yeah. Don't use red font on dark blue background. uh, yeah. Let's see. I don't know if I can zoom in there or not. So sorry, that's small. But yeah, so like exactly what you're saying is like useful and informative, includes relevant information like phone numbers, like all this stuff. Um, yeah. Have you? I'm curious. Okay, so let's ask this. So we talked about what high quality content is. Has anyone on here ever like watched a YouTube video or like a tutorial or something and like and been like severely disappointed about what like what they said. Like I feel like or like what they presented. Like they made these big promises at the beginning, but then like once you actually get on it, it's not as good as it was promised to be. Yes, I know. I feel like I have this experience almost like every day where it's like you watch a YouTube video and it's not what it said it was. And the same thing is with Google. And so like last scope we talked about mapping out your website, but now we're talking about like the content creation part. It's like once you actually like once you've like built this structure for a site, you want people to actually deliver on what people say yes. But that's because I was confused about the topic. They make a good intro. Undiscovered a fake talk, 10 minutes, lost in life. Yeah, it's true. Because it's like the worst thing ever is like when you're watching the video and you're like 10 minutes into it and you think they're going to deliver on something and then it's just like, this is not useful to me at all. And so you want to make it very clear on your website as like a beginning structural point is like this is exactly what our phone number is. This is how you get in contact with us. Like you want to make like this information very clear. And then secondly, I'm gonna skip that. Well, yeah, you want to make it very clear where it's at, but then you also want to deliver on that. And topic videos should be 18 minutes maximum. Yeah, so but it's like it's more than like it's more than it's just like, do you actually solve their problem? David Dubé, what's up? But yeah, the question is more like, do you actually solve their problem? So it's like if it takes you 18 minutes on a YouTube video, or if it takes you 1,000 words, like it doesn't necessarily matter. It's just like, are you solving their problem in the way they want it to be solved? Worst thing that's only 10 minutes for a conference. Yeah. With them? With them? But, oh, what's in it for me? Okay, yeah, I got it. Bueno. But yeah, that's exactly it. Like, what's in it for me? And so, like, with Google, like everything that Google has ever set up to like to figure out like SEO is trying to help people and get what they want. And so, like, if you don't have what they want, it's going to be a bad problem. But yeah, and David, we were just talking about what makes things useful. I try to keep my topic videos under 5 minutes long. Yeah, and that's the point. It's like if you can have people get in and get out and get what they want, like that's awesome. Google already planned and studied all the case environment before production. Yeah, so yeah, but that's Google is very clear about their object and why they exist, and it's to get people relevant information quickly. And so let's talk about this next topic. And I'm curious if anybody on here has done this. So Google says you want to create not just valuable content, but more valuable and more useful than other sites. So I'm curious, has anyone on here, and I know David, like you're a content producer, and I don't know if anybody else on here is, but it's like, have you looked at other people's articles and then specifically try to level it up? They pass stuff through data analytics process before. Yeah, more engagement is the key. Yes. So, and yeah, because I love how kind of like how SEO really does parallel social media in a lot of ways. Like the best practice for SEO is also a best practice for social media, in the fact that you want that engagement, like you're saying, is Google's looking at that engagement as well. But what I'm trying to talk about with this is making it more valuable intentionally than other people's content. So it's like you go and you look at, like, if you're a dog trainer, you go look at dog training videos and you say, what can I do that is better than this other person's piece of content? Like, what could I do to take this to the next level? Because if you think about, like, from Google's brain, like, there's already content written on everything. So why is yours better than other people's? Like, why should they pick yours instead of others? So, and welcome on. I saw some people just joining on. We are talking about what makes great content, which is the second piece in really, like, understanding SEO. create, engage, repurpose, engage, repeat. Yes. Um, and I think that engagement is really important, and kind of like going back to what we were talking about at the beginning too, is like understanding like, oh, this is it's like solving people's problems, and people are very engaged when you're helping them to solve their problem, you know. um, yeah, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Like, what makes you, so when you see a piece of content, what makes you believe that it is credible? So whether it's a website or a Periscope video, like what do you need to see in order to see that it's credible? Just want to pose that question to y'all. Um, and 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 to me, it's like to me, it's like you almost like engagement. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so engagement. Um, it's like almost like if a site is really credible, it's like you don't have to question their credibility. Like you almost don't even think about it, you know? Because it's like as soon as you see the first lowercase I, like if anybody's seen this on a has to resonate with me, align with my beliefs. Yes. So that's a so you're saying like when you see a web page, like, or when you see like content, like if they're actually saying what you actually believe, or like then you're more willing to believe that. I hadn't even considered that. That's a great point. Um, because yeah, and then it's like if you can have the content, but once you engage, you cannot move backwards. Follow more plans, split the team. Yeah, yeah, got to keep engaging. But I like that line of thinking is there's a buy-in that has to occur. Hmm. So like you're saying, like people have to buy into. Okay, so you're saying like buying into like the belief of. Yeah, explain that one. Explain that one. I like that though. The trust factor. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's like it's kind of like the empathy, or like if you see that like, oh, he has a similar problem, or he, yeah, so it's like the hero's journey, and like what people talk about in marketing a lot is like, if you can tell people a story that they resonate with, like if I say, oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom and I have 6 kids and this is what I did to do this and this and this, yeah, so I like that. um, and then specifically, so it's like if you can do that, and then the way that Google facts tell, stories sell, boom, I like that a lot. Yeah, if you can do that in a way that Google, and so like translating that into to Google is like, yeah, you want to have this credibility. So it's like linking and it's research and it's doing these different things, and putting those testimonials. Like Google understands that, and so. But yeah, I really like that idea, is like creating that empathy that so it like resonates with people, that they can feel like you're a human being too. Um, because if you think about the people that you like and that you follow, it's people that probably like are and especially like if they're like a thought leader, it's like you can see yourself as them, but they're just a few steps ahead of you, you know. So it's like you like them, and they're like Gary Vaynerchuk or whoever. Um, yeah. So great point. So let's go on to this next one. So um, and this is kind of what we've been talking about, this whole scope, um, which I think is the most important point to think about, because when people talk about people talk about SEO, they start to think, they start to think of like, oh, how do I hack this or I hack that, and social media too. You have to speak into their beliefs. Yeah. But yeah, like how do I get around this, or like what can you do to get me on the first page tomorrow with this? But like really in all of everything, there's no getting around just high quality. So Google says like we want high quality. Like it's you're creating the content, and this works across all platforms, and exactly with what David Dubay was saying is, you're creating content primarily to give visitors a good experience, not to rank well, not to get friends, not to get followers, not to do all these different things. Um, we need to focus on quality. Yeah. uh, yeah, it's like it's almost like it's an end within itself, you know. It's like the content is like your piece of art, you know. And it's like if you make beautiful piece of art, like Van Gogh didn't paint like what he painted because he was optimizing it to like sell more. It's like that's not what makes great art. What makes great art is that like it's beautiful or it's like it's high quality, you know. So it's like it's viewing something that is very technical, or it's like a lot of this stuff like you can get caught in the technical parts of it. Yeah, give your best away. That's a great way of saying it. Um, so it's and that's what Google's looking for, and that's what people are looking for on the internet, and that's what all marketing is, anyways. Just create something amazing, and try to serve other people. So, with that said, here's a few technical things with the first step of SEO, and then we can talk about some different stuff if you want to, your specific questions with SEO. But here's some specific things to avoid and thank you for retweeting this. I appreciate that. Um, is just broken links and grammar or spelling errors, kind of like what we talked about, excessive ads. So it's and spam. Um, and so those are definite things that Google does not appreciate. So to kind of recap, and then we can go into some different questions. So what we've been talking about on this scope. So the last scope we began with, you're setting out, you're beginning with SEO, and you're putting out your sitemap, and then now today we've been talking about what makes high quality content with your website, because that's the next step to take. Is okay, you've built this framework. Now like build out like each specific thing with high quality content. So let's go a little bit more into that, and a little bit more into what makes that. So high quality content with websites is is fairly specific. So like Google, and I repeat this fact a lot, but I think it's really really important because most people never think about this when they're doing SEO, and so and building their sites is you've got to get your word count above 300 words before Google even's gonna like consider it, you know. But even better than that is like why do that? Like if you look at the articles that are number one on Google, 90% of the time they're over 2,000 words. And why is that? Because they're actually solving the problem. So anyway, I'd love to open it up real quickly if anybody's got any questions that you want me to answer with this, or anything in particular you'd like to have me go down, because that's the main framework to think about this. Yeah. Um, and then so we can also talk about, okay, so let's talk about this for a second. Um, so you're not going to just go create content about anything, right? Um, because if you're going to write 2,000 words and you're going to make it super high quality and you're going to put all this research into it, you don't want to build all this out on something that isn't going to help you. Um, so there's this idea. So and depending on your familiarity with SEO, it's like keywords, right? So a keyword is what people are typing into Google to find you. Um, and so what you want to find is what are people actually typing into Google to search your business, and then like whatever the most search one is, and that's relevant to your business. That's what you want to go for, and that's what you want to build your website around. Um, yeah, and so I can show you how to do that, or whatever else you want to do. But basically you want to build your site around that, and then to build out your content around those types of topics. Uh, so I'm curious. I just want to check and make sure that everybody understands like that concept. If you have a website, like I'd just be curious, like just put in the comments what you think a good word or good keyword would be for your website. Um, or like a good something people would be searching to find your website. So just put that in the comments, because I think it's one thing for me to say that, and it's like another thing to make sure that you actually like understand, because like because I sit here at Netmark all day and I watch people like sign up to our list and they say like what keywords they want to rank for, and it's just like, um, uh, brother, I work on Facebook for 6 years. I create fan pages, but I want to switch. Okay, so you've been doing Facebook and you want to switch into what? Into SEO? Um, but yeah, let's talk about this. So like, any tips, latest trends, or social media? Like the latest trends in social media. It's like you're watching it. Like live streaming videos. Like in the past year or whatever, went from just basically Periscope, Meerkat, and these weird things, and then came all the way over to this. But let's talk about this for a second though. I want to make sure that like I cover this keyword thing, because like we get these people giving us like keywords that they want to rank for, right? And it's like if they're a hotel or something, or if they're a dentist, they want to rank for dentist or hotel, which like on the surface makes sense, right? Um, that like if you're a hotel, you want to rank for hotel. But like there's a difference between what we call like long tail keywords and short tail keywords. So short tail keywords are basically like that, like hotel. Um, and and if you're trying to rank for hotel, you're going to be up against Hilton and Ritz-Carlton and every other hotel chain in the world. Um, but if you go for long tail, which most of the traffic is so it's like long tail is like for example, like, so I do marketing work for an orthodontist, and so it's like orthodontist near me, which is a lot longer, or orthodontist in Idaho Falls, Idaho. Like as you can see, like to rank for that type of keyword, yeah, narrow your keyword slash niche. Yeah, that's exactly true. Because all of a sudden you can be very competitive on that. Like if you're only facing the other people in Idaho, like you're going to be very competitive. And so it's like, but if I know that's the number one thing that people are searching for me, then I'm going to write like a blog post. That's what I would invest a 2,000 word blog post in, is just doing orthodontist near me per friendly hotel. Yeah, so it's making those things a lot more specific like that. Oh, per friendly pet. Yeah, or oh yeah, like hotels that are pet friendly. Is that what you're trying to say? Like that would be definitely a better search term to go for. Um, yeah, okay. And so like, and what I'm trying to like communicate in like the kind of like this scope series that I'm doing is like SEO, like because people spend so much time uh, trying to figure this stuff out, but it's like it's not as complicated as we make it. It's building a solid structure, and then like uh, and if you haven't checked out the last scope that we did, like I'd recommend that, just because it gives kind of like a foundation to it. Um, but it's building a solid plan at the beginning. It's saying, okay, like what is the most important thing for me to rank for and to do? And it's like once you have like a solid like understanding of that, then you can invest your time into things that actually move the needle. And things that actually move the needle are what we're talking about, these keywords. So um, if there's no plan, there's no destination. That's very true. Um, and you should probably be concerned about if you're making a plan without a destination as well. But it's like, yeah, it's like what is the end goal? And probably too we can talk about this for a second, is just like is understanding who you're building this for, um, and and what you're building like the site for, and what you're thinking about. And it's probably better and best if you've never built, if you're like starting from scratch, because like that's the most amazing position to be in, because um, well, not the most, because I guess there's like data that comes to line. But like if you're starting from scratch, like you can really think about these things. But it's like, but who in your mind's eye are you really building this for, and what would make them like just like cry tears of joy, you know? um, and then working backwards from there. So anyway, I think that's what I'll talk about tomorrow. Is I'll kind of show you how to do AdWords, or like how to research out like your keywords, and understanding how to do that. And then we'll kind of move on to the next step in the process of really doing great SEO. But anyway, so that's kind of the scope for today. My name is Bruce. If you haven't met me before, I'm from netmark.com. We're a full-service digital marketing agency. And if you want to check out any of our other content, you can go onto netmark.com/periscope. And it's just, man, the directions are so messed up on this. But yeah, that's a great way. And then I'd always love to chat with you if you've got any other questions along these lines. Yeah, I know. It's good to see you. I was just thinking about today, like, yeah, I don't know why, but your name crossed my mind this morning as I was thinking about like Periscope and stuff. But anyway, so it's great to see you all. It's been a good scope, and I will see you all again tomorrow as we conquer step number 3. But until then, I'll see you later.